So today we're here in upstate New York. You can see behind me there's this natural bridge where the river runs underneath. Now this area is a natural wonder. There's all sorts of caves to explore, the natural bridge behind me, and beautiful autumn views. Let's have a look. So beautiful here. What a natural wonder. It's absolutely amazing. Peter Pan's peephole. Hello? Hello? Located in Pottersville, New York, Natural Stone Bridge is a system of 11 marble caves. The park consists of a large labyrinth of caves, potholes, whirlpools, and waterfalls, formed by Trout Brook, which briefly becomes an underground river while flowing through several of these caves, before resurfacing 660 feet away at a pothole known as the Clamshell. The caves are in the eastern Adirondack Mountains and are formed out of marble, which was deposited over 1 billion years ago. The cave system, however, is relatively young, with an estimated age of around 14,000 years, post-dating the last glacial period. Cave development continues to this day, as cave passages are being carved out 1 millimeter per year. Cavers who mapped this area, they have determined that this is the largest cave entrance in the east. This giant slab of rock you see here fell off in 1956. It weighs 9,000 tons. What a noise that must have made. Now these caves were formed during the retreat of the Wisconsin Glacier, which was about 10 to 13,000 years ago. There are 20 points of interest as the trail winds from cave to cave, with potholes, rock formations, and other natural wonders to observe. We'll start by exploring Noisy Cave, then we'll dip under Arch Rock, where we can look out for bats hanging out in Peter Pan's peephole. Then later, we'll cross over the natural bridge itself so we can get some views from upstream Trout Brook. We probably won't be able to hit every stop, but that just gives you all the more reason to visit for yourselves. Up ahead here, the sign says is the Noisy Cave. Let's see what that's all about. You can see there's a waterfall. Underneath, they've got some lights on, so different colors flashing, but as you can see behind me here, there's this waterfall that comes down in. This whole thing is what they call a natural bridge, because the water runs all underneath these rocks, and there's all these cool cave systems. This place is awesome. This is known as Arch Rock. Whoa. Now we got coming up Peter Pan's peephole. Let's check that out. Serenity Park. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Here we are at Inspiration Point. So we're trying to get down the stairs and around underneath the bridge here. There's a cave, there's ropes, you can't see it. Oh, maybe you can see that light just in the middle of the screen. There's some ropes there and you can stop and take a look underneath the cave. Let's head on down there. This is Lost Pool Cave. The water is really stagnant. It doesn't look like it's running at all. I suppose in the springtime this place looks entirely different. Check out all these striation marks. These are natural. It's famous for having marble here. If you look here, it's all over the place, little bits and pieces, but this is a pretty nice sized chunk, about the size of my thumb. Nice clean white marble. And the floor, you can't really see it on camera, I don't believe, but the floor is actually glistening with sparkles of marble. It's doing so here on the ceiling as well. I'm not sure if I can capture it on camera so well, but we'll see. It's just like glitter. There's a sign up on the tree here. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the high water mark, spring 1925. And just below it is spring 1993, and here's where it is today. Of course, we're in the autumn season. It's probably a lot deeper in the spring, but I did come down on this rock, and there's a cave in here. It echoes. Hello! Hello! See George Washington across the gorge. So I think I found him already. Can you see here? Doesn't look so good on camera, but there's the top of his head. He has his eye here, his nose. I think that's it. Now we're going to be on the lookout for the elephant's head. It says there's a clue. The oyster shell is his ear. So I think I found it here. If you look straight ahead, as I zoom in here, this to me looks to be the elephant's head. This part, his ear here, that's the oyster shell. And also this long part is his trunk. So there's two in one here. You got the elephant's head and the oyster shell. Look up. See rock turtle. You see a turtle there? And his head is poking out right there. But I can see a turtle. What do you guys think? These potholes behind me are really cool. These form with just swirling water. Now the rocks inside of them, those are actually more recent. Those have just been deposited as the water runs over. It's kind of like nature's playing a game of golf. Really cool though. They're all very perfectly round, except for this one actually looks like two connected, but it makes almost a perfect heart shape. Can you see that? Wow, really beautiful. This is unbelievable. This here now I come to a sign that says high water mark November 1996, which is way up here. Like we are on top of the cliff now, on top of this stone bridge. The 1925 watermark was when I was down on the boardwalks down there, and I thought that was high already, but now we're way up here. So this just entire area must have been flooded. That's insane. It must have looked like a lake. And there's some potholes up here even by this high water marks. Here's some beautiful stone, just like I showed you earlier. I think they said the sparkles come from the marble. This is the site of the old sawmill. This is actually Trout Brook. I believe in it they have rainbow trout, brown trout, suckers they said, whatever those are, snapping turtles even, and you got leeches. Yeah. Anyway, they used to do logging. They used to float logs down this brook. And this cave system would jam up their whole operation. It was really difficult to get logs through it. So they would try to divert the water the best they could and try to get the logs to go around the cave system, but it didn't work very well. So there's still remnants of logs from that era trapped inside these caves. We'll have to take a look around and see if we can find any as we're looking around. They also have trouble with beavers. They let logs flow down the river as well, and those also get stuck up in the caves. They have to go down once in a while with chainsaws, ropes, and just pull those things out in order to keep the caves from clogging up and flooding and backing up the water. So just behind me is the giant slide. Look at this place. Wow. In 2003, they started exploring it. It goes down and connects to all the caves beneath it. It doesn't flood anymore from the information that I read on the sign. So it's kind of a dry cave now, but it's one of the oldest caves. Check out these amazing examples of petrified wood. These are beautiful. A giant post oak, approximately 1,500 pounds, 40 million years old. Sycamore, approximately 400 pounds, 40 million years old. That's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. If so, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a mean comment. Once again, thanks for watching.